I'm going to tell you my most vivid childhood memory is a Christmas memory.
What is it? What is it?
Mom and Dad, I was in kindergarten, so I guess I was 5 or 6 years old, and we had a house fire. And in
Christmas time?
Right before Christmas.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. And the house was not totally destroyed, but we had to move out of that house in order for it to be redone.
Right.
And very long, crazy story made very short. We moved into a little trailer house on the outskirts of town, and it was during the Christmas season. And I can remember as a child, Mom and Dad telling us, preparing us for, it's going to be a little skimpy on the Christmas side this year.
Right.
And we made our lists anyway. And on my list was a record player.
Right. Little turntable.
Little turntable. Cinderella record player. And a ballerina jewelry box.
Where they
opened it up and they spun around. And a Shirley Temple doll. Christmas was always really, really special.
Yeah.
With and without, gifts. And we walked into the living room and there were nuts and oranges. That's what, Santa Claus always did at our house, was like, it was scattered with all the stuff around the tree. And I know there were probably a few things under the tree, but not the things on my list. But I don't remember being disappointed. Mom got out the Bible. She started reading the Christmas story. Dad walks outside. And when he walks back in the door, he comes in and his eyes are big. And I remember him saying something to Mother. And Mom gets up and goes outside. And they come back in with wrapped gifts that somebody left in our car. And they weren't just generic gifts. They had our names on it. And I got a record player.
Wow.
And I got that little jewelry box. And I got my Shirley Temple doll.
Wow.
And as a little girl, I was overjoyed. And I mean, kept that doll. It was magical.
Yes.
But when I grew up and became a parent, I've never forgotten that feeling and that celebration that I had.
Yeah.
But as an adult, realizing that I know God provided a special Christmas miracle for a child.
Yeah. He orchestrated the whole thing.
But at the exact same moment, that miracle was also for my mama.
Oh, yeah.
And my daddy, who could not provide what my wish was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
maybe even more so.
Yes.
For them.
Yeah.
Because they had nothing to do with it.
They had zero.
Yeah.
They had zero to do with it. And so I'm like, when I can't, God will.
Yeah.
And even if it's like we're talking about being on stage and not being on stage, I know that my story of redemption, her story of deliverance, Jonathan's story of faith and joy in time of trouble, that somebody needs to hear that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But God's going to get it there even if he doesn't use me.
Yeah.
That's right. I let my, someone real close to me committed suicide a couple of months ago. And it's just cast an extra gloom. That's why I think I love that.
Yeah.
He says Jesus will take away our gloom over the season. But when you said that, Joyce, a friend sent me flowers, and the card, all she wrote on the card was, I can't, but God can. And I think that's our peace.
Yes.
Our peace isn't in what we bring to the table. We bring as much faith as we're able to have in that season.
Yeah.
But God, sometimes it's faith wrapped in a question. How I trust you.
Wow.
How are you going to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he can, and he does, and he sees us, and he's with us, and he's not a faraway God.
Yeah.
He's such an up-close personal redeemer that this little 5-year-old girl who thought it was Santa, but your mom and daddy said only God. Only God could write that story.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe today and you'll never miss a new upload.
And don't forget to check out our Better Together shop. Thanks for being a part of our community.